Boxing Ego here. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon on the top of your screen to get notified when the latest new content drops. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Now, before I start this video, I want to say shout out to my dude, AK, and also Barack. They have a radio show with 50 Cent on his network. Something special, man. You gotta do something, babe. It's on Sirius XM Radio. And I'll link to their Instagrams in case you want to follow them. But AK and Barack, I don't really vouch for many people in this shit business. But from talking to them and speaking with them and knowing them, I think they definitely are true boxing heads. And they really try to give it a fair shake. So, you know what I mean? You guys can turn, like I said, I don't co-sign a lot of people, but from what I've seen and from talking to them, they're definitely fair in their approach to boxing and the sweet side. So much respect to that. But on their radio show on This Is 50, Sirius XM, they had Oscar De La Hoya as a special guest. I'll put the snippet. You have to follow them and get all the information on what time to watch this particular interview. But they spoke with Oscar De La Hoya. He was a special guest. He was actually on the East Coast in New York promoting the Canelo Chavez Jr. fight, of course. And he stopped by the studio, did an interview. One thing De La Hoya said, which you guys seen in the title, very interesting to me, is AK asked De La Hoya, he says, hey, as a promoter, name one person that kind of got away, that's with somebody else across the pond that you wish you could sign or wish you had on the Golden Boy roster. And the answer was kind of surprising. Oscar De La Hoya said none other than the truth, Errol Spence Jr. And I thought that was kind of cool. De La Hoya went on to say that Errol Spence Jr., Golden Boy, basically established his career and started him up. I don't really know if I agree with that because to my knowledge, Errol Spence, even when he was working with Golden Boy, he was signed with Al Heyman, who was advising his career. And more importantly, although Golden Boy did showcase and put on some of his fights, he still hasn't had his golden moment. And with that being said, that means when he was with Golden Boy, he clearly was lesser known. Like, I think actually since Al Heyman did his own thing with Premier Boxing Champs, the Errol Spence Jr. brand has actually grown exponentially because he's since fought guys like Chris Algieri, beat him better than Pacquiao, Ruslan Provodnikov, and Amir Khan. He ended up stopping him, a guy who's durable and tough. And like I said, Pacquiao, Ruslan, both punchers weren't able to stop him, able to hurt him, but they weren't able to stop him. Errol Spence did that. And then Keith Thurman, quote unquote, leftovers, Leonard Bundu, he fought him for an IBF eliminator to get and solidify the Kell Brooks spot. And that was on free TV right after the Olympics, and it did 6 million views directly after the 2016 Rio Olympic Games. And it was on NBC, and I think it was on Coney Island or something. And to me, I think, like I said, Errol Spence's whole brand has grown since working with Golden Boy. When he was with Golden Boy, yes, they did stage and host and help and put on some fights, but he was lesser known than he is now. So I don't really agree with the De La Hoya sentiment that Golden Boy built him. You know what I mean? It's not like when I think of build, I think of somebody making you a household name. And I don't think he was a household name when he was with Golden Boy. And I don't even know if he's a household name now. He's a talented fighter. But I think he's come a long way since he was working with Golden Boy, since, like I said, Al Heyman did his own thing. But De La Hoya is entitled to his own opinion. That's just my take on it. I don't see Golden Boy as really developing him. Like, they haven't put him on the map. I think Floyd Mayweather's recent cosigns and constant cosigns have done more for Errol Spence, the myth, the urban legend of Errol Spence, than kind of Golden Boy. Because when he was with Golden Boy and they put on some of his fights, there were low-level fights with little-known guys, and he was looking like he fought a guy, Castro. You know what I mean? You wouldn't even know some of the guys' names. So to me, I think the Errol Spence brand has since grown, and obviously it has, because now he's fighting another star in the division, or another name in the division, which is Kell Brook. May 20th in Kell Brook's backyard, Sheffield, UK, England. It goes down. And I told you guys before, I really like this attitude from Errol Spence Jr. just because he's the challenger. He's content being a road warrior, and he's trying to earn his stripes. A lot of people are like, oh, Kell Brook knocks him out, this and that. That's fine. May the best man win, whether it's Kell Brook or Errol Spence Jr. But you have to appreciate the tenacity, the patience, the persistence. I mean, Errol Spence has hung on tight for his opportunity, and he still hasn't got it, but it's in the near future. It's in May, and he's already started training for it. So I like his reserve, and I also like his dedication and commitment to getting what he thinks he deserves and what he's owed, which is his title shot. So win, lose, or draw, I can't fault a person like that. Like, if he comes up short, I mean, it is what it is. It's just like Julian J. Rock Williams, and this is not me, because I'm picking Spence to beat Kell Brook. I think it's competitive, but that's just my opinion. I mean, who's mad at Julian J. Rock Williams? I mean, he came up short. Guy was a champion, had more experience. It has power. You know what I mean? It is what it is. It's not really, you could say it's an embarrassing loss, but it's really not, just because he lost to a champion. It's not like he lost to some guy from, you know what I mean, Walmart. So I like the Errol Spence spirit, if you will. But back to De La Hoya, I thought it was cool that he said that. And it's funny to me when I talk about Errol Spence Jr., some people say, oh, you're dick riding, you're a Errol Spence's jock. You guys have all this stuff to say. But there's a reason Freddie Roach and Floyd Mayweather, easy work, like I said before, absolutely. You know what I mean? And now De La Hoya are praising this dude, right? Now, Teddy Atlas, another person, I made a video and it rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. Teddy Atlas said in his own personal, that's what a lot of people don't understand. And the pound for pound list, I told you, this is why I don't do one, because it's all subjective. Some people are like, get him a Rigondeaux, he's the best. He beats everybody, you know what I'm saying? And you can make a case for that. But then some people will be like, oh, he only has less than 15 fights, or he gets knocked down in fight. You know what I'm saying? So it's really subjective. But on Teddy Atlas, on his list, he had Errol Spence ranked at the back of the top 10, I think the number 10 spot. And he didn't even put Gennady Golovkin on there, who has multiple belts. So it's all subjective. And he explained why he did that. If you guys want more, you can check out that particular video that I made. But he explained it. And that's the thing with a lot of boxing fans and a lot of even boxing commentators, writers, or channels or whatever. It's not, telling somebody is one thing, like, or even picking a winner of a fight, like, that's easy. That's 50. It's not easy, but it's 50-50. It's only two people in the fucking ring. So you have a 50% chance of being right. Those aren't bad odds, right? But it's more than that. Like, when I do predictions, I try to tell you why it's going to happen. Not just, oh, Canelo, Chavez. I don't just say a name. I'm breaking down what I think will happen and transpire. You know what I mean? So that's where the information is, not just in the simple pick, right? But I like Errol Spence. I like the Kell Brook fight. I like Kell Brook. I think it's an awesome fight. But I like what De La Hoya said. And like I said, there's a reason that these people are praising this kid. He's an Olympian. He looks hungry as hell. He's patient. He's persistent. But in the ring, he's deadly. When I met him, he's humble. Like when I was in Vegas, cool dude. He's just chopping it up. You know what I mean? He had a little bit of jewelry, nothing too, it was expensive, but it wasn't, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like Broner where he had 1 million gold chains and gold teeth and stuff like that. He might do that in his personal time. I don't know. I'm just saying when I seen him. And he was just low key. But in that ring, he's an animal. You know what I mean? He's coming for you. Them body shots are like, I keep calling him the body snatcher, Mike McCallum 2.0. He's like this generation's Mike McCallum. And finally, he's getting put in there with somebody who has the credentials that's going to give him a pass or fail grade, right? There's other people that were good barometer. Chris Algieri, Leonard Bundu. These guys are good barometer tests so you can compare Errol Spence's performance versus Keith Thurman, Amir Khan, Manny Pacquiao, Ruslan Provodnikov, Emmanuel Taylor, etc. But this is going to be the real deal because at welterweight, Kell Brook is undefeated. And that is important because the only person that beat him was significantly bigger than him and a known puncher at that significantly higher weight division of middleweight. And he didn't give himself the proper time to acclimate, in my opinion. I mean, you don't just go for the top of the food chain 2 divisions up without clearing out your own division. You know what I'm saying? If Kell Brook if he swept through the welterweight division and he was the last man standing and he's like, you know what, I'm gonna challenge myself, I'm gonna fight Gennady Golovkin, these cats ain't nothing for me, then I would understand it. But he didn't do that. He has one solid name, Shawn Porter, but we could see even in that fight, in the Golovkin fight, we could still see the talent there, right? So this is his test. This is Errol Spence's test. But as far as De La Hoya, that's cool for him to say that. And like I said, it's funny when I talk about Errol Spence, you guys say, or not all of you, but some of you guys say, oh, you just love Errol Spence, you only like black fighters. But Oscar De La Hoya, Mexican American, he's praising and saying that's the one that got away, right? So it's just funny to me to hear that. But new media, you know how we do it. Let me know what you guys think. Errol Spence, definitely a talent in the boxing division, and he faces his biggest test May 20th against the special one, Kell Brook. And someone's gonna have to be special that night. Let me know who that person is. Drop it in the comment section. Make sure you share the video, like the video as always. Hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video, Ego signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button. And you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.